everyone, welcome to my channel today. My name is Jordan and I am so happy you're here. Today's video is going to be a first impression of the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I just bought this at Sephora recently and I got it in the shade 1 Neutral. The Sephora I had gotten it at isn't my usual Sephora store that I go to, but the neutral shade was the only one left and I've been hearing a lot of people raving about it. Not like too many people, but just a few, and it was enough to actually make me buy it. So I have heard some mixed reviews on it, so I'm intrigued to see how it applies to my skin, if it actually looks good on my skin, and how it wears, because my skin has been dry along with everyone else's with the colder months. I have been breaking out a little bit. I think it's from a moisturizer I tried that I've never tried before, and I think also because I've been drinking a lot of wine and eating chocolate. So just for birthday festivities, my birthday was on January 31st. I just turned 26, so I was drinking a lot of wine leading up to that. I just took it out of the package. It is so beautiful. The first time I saw it, it immediately reminded me of the It Cosmetics CC Plus cream, their Bye Bye Foundation tinted moisturizers. I've noticed a lot of brands are coming out with this packaging, and I kind of see why, because just the It Cosmetics products, they're really good formulas, and I think this packaging really works for those formulas. The squeezy tube and the pump, that makes all the difference. I don't really like that brands are copying them, but again, like maybe they just find that their formulas work in this type of, I almost want to say container, but just this type of packaging. As long as you make it different, it does different things. I don't think it's an exact copy or anything, but this is super beautiful packaging. It doesn't feel as like full as I was thinking it would, but this has never been used. The cap, you can hear that. I don't want to say it feels cheap, but there's not really like a lot of weight to it like a lot of high-end packaging products may have. It's very lightweight, where of course the packaging has product in it, so it feels like a little bit weighted. If you're looking for like super luxurious packaging, this may not be it, but the design on the packaging, the graphics of it, it does look beautiful. This is $44 and I'm looking on Sephora. I always do this, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. Looking on Sephora, underneath the highlights, says this foundation is a long-wearing, medium coverage, natural finish. It has hyaluronic acid. It is best for dry combo and normal skin, and it is cruelty-free. It is a 16-hour natural glow foundation with buildable medium coverage to hydrate, smooth, blur pores, and brighten skin. It also has some other highlighting ingredients besides the hyaluronic acid. It has a rose complex, which reduces visible signs of fatigue for brighter, smoother looking skin. And Bix Active visibly reduces shine and blurs silica pores. Again, the winter months, my skin is a little bit different than it is in the spring, summer, and fall. What I'm looking for right now in a foundation, I do love full coverage. I actually didn't even realize that this was medium, but that's fine. It did say it's buildable, so we'll see if I can build it. But definitely looking for not like a super dewy foundation, even though that's what people would look for in the wintertime, but I'm finding that super dewy products are just sliding off of my skin, and especially if I'm going to work. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I leave by like 7:15, 7:20. We get out of work at 5:15. I don't get home till 6. Or a little bit after. Sometimes I go to the gym, so then I don't get home until like around 7:30, so I'm having all of my makeup on for a little over 12 hours, and sometimes I don't even take it off right away when I get home. Then it becomes like 13, 14 hours that I have all of my makeup on. So I'm looking for something that is very long wearing, not super matte where it makes my face look dry and patchy. I'm good with satin mattes. My Peach Perfect foundation from Too Faced that I love, that one is a satin matte. So I guess like right in the middle for finishes, but I definitely need it to be long wearing. So I'm really hoping that this is it. The mixed reviews I've heard is that it can look a little dry and cakey depending on your skin type, and then I've also heard people who absolutely love it. So I'm intrigued because what usually happens with products, it doesn't have to be face products. This includes like mascara, eyebrows, eyeshadow, you name it. The products that people love and rave about are the products that do not work for me. And then the products that don't work for people are the ones that work for me. So I've noticed a really big pattern with that. I don't know what the case is. I think this is the lightest shade, at least that's what it looks like on the website, on Sephora anyway. Literally, my shade is sold out, and it has actually a ton of shades. Almost the entire first row is sold out, a little bit of the second, and then a lot of the deeper shades are not sold out yet. So I'm really happy that I was able to get this one. So I'm just gonna pump some on the back of my hand if it comes out. Okay, so it is a little bit more, it's definitely liquidy. It's running down my hand. It has like a typical Charlotte Tilbury scent if you've smelled our other products. But it smells good. It's more like a clean scent, comforting, if that makes sense. Boy, this is a new sweater, so don't want to get anything on there. Because it's not matching completely within my hand skin tone, this might be a little bit dark. I've already primed my face with the new Benefit, the Professional Light Primer. This is their water-based primer. There's no silicones in it. I've been trying it out. I will say I'm not really noticing much of a difference with it, but today is the first time I've actually noticed a blurring difference, which is the purpose of the product. It is supposed to blur and like fill in your pores. It doesn't really fill my pores like completely, so I am looking for another primer to do that. I want to try the Tarte pore primer that Tati raves about all the time. Like I said, today was like the first time where I actually saw like a blurring effect and it filling in my pores, so I don't know why it took a week to do that. We'll see if this matches my face. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit deep. I am a cool to neutral undertone. This is looking a little bit yellow. With those neutral tones in my skin, we'll see how everything looks. Beginning to think that this is a foundation that you just need to work on one area at a time. Is it my brush? Oh, it might be my brush. Whenever I use my Anastasia oil, which I didn't today, it has a cinnamon scent in there. And for a second I thought it was a foundation. I was like, why do I smell Anastasia? But I think it's just from my brush because I use this brush with like every foundation and including when I use that oil. It's a good smell though. Nothing bad there. The color is actually not that bad. I definitely can see a difference. So I'd say it's like a little bit deep on me. Forehead's a little dry. It's could probably use the oil right now. It's just kind of like grabbing a little bit to some areas. My forehead has just been a little weird with products. It's a little drier than normal, but that blended in really fast. I'm not going to do the rest of my makeup on camera. I'm going to do it off camera and come back. So I'm actually not going to be wearing this makeup the entire day because I am going out for my birthday later, and the way this looks, I could technically go out, but I'm not going out till 8:30 and it's 2:56. I don't know how this is gonna wear. I'd rather wear my go-to makeup, especially going out to a bar and you get kind of hot at random times. I want to wear all products that I know are going to last. That kind of situation. I don't know if this would be that kind of product. Right now, when looking at it in my mirror, it looks not the same, but pretty similar to my Peach Perfect. I do like it so far. My forehead is just, it's grabbing a little bit weird. Besides the minimal shade difference, this looks pretty good. I was pretty shocked. Next time I try it, if all goes well, I want to try this product out with my Anastasia hydrating oil. It doesn't look that bad. I'd say it looks a little bit less drying than the Peach Perfect. It's actually pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Maybe I just need to try more products that like people are super mixed about and then see if it works for me. It looks pretty good. I have seen a lot of emphasized texture on my face just during this winter time. So I do see that on my face. It's almost like normal to me right now. This side of my face, if I'm going to nitpick, which I don't want to do, but I don't know. I'd say my forehead, I can like see my pores a little bit more. I usually always see my pores right here, so that's just not abnormal. My chin looks pretty good, and my chin is usually pretty red. I do see some redness peeking through. Because it did say buildable, I can try building up. Should I do it with the oil though? I'm gonna try it with the oil. Just building it up wise, because you can already see how it looks without using an oil. I want to see what it looks like building it up with an oil, so it just like looks a little bit more hydrating, because I have a feeling that if I build it up without the oil, it may start to look way too thick and cakey. We'll try something different. I will be right back. Okay, so I just went into direct sunlight, and you know how your face either looks super good or you just see everything. I saw like a little bit of both. I would say the not so great parts of how my face looks with this foundation is definitely my pore area around my nose and parts of my forehead. Otherwise, it didn't really look that bad. So again, I'm just gonna reapply, but with my Anastasia oil. So I just did the 2 pumps. And I'm only going to be putting 1 drop of oil, and then I'll just mix that in with my finger. So that is the shade on my hand and the finish. Let's try this again. I didn't need any on my chin, but we're just going to put it everywhere just to see. Oh, yep, I smell that cinnamon again in the oil. I am so shocked at my chin because it actually looks really good. Just that first layer. And I still have a lot on my hand, but we'll just see how this second layer looks. It looks way better with the second layer and that oil. I can just tell you that. Wow, my skin actually looks a lot smoother now, especially on my cheeks. Not so much my forehead, but definitely this side of my face. I can also try this with different primers to see how that works too. My other go-to primer is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, the one that is a coral color. That one is really, really good. And you know, you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know I'm not into drugstore products. I'm all about the high-end stuff, but that one is really, really good. Even just looking at my viewfinder, my skin looks so much smoother and definitely more even. My chin looks even better. I don't know how that happened, but it does. I think that oil definitely helped a lot. It's like this side of my cheek looks really good. I mean, as good as it's going to get at least, but it does look pretty good. This side doesn't look as great. I could definitely notice more texture over here. My chin has probably looked the best it has in I don't know how long. My forehead definitely looking textured. My sides here, slight texture over there. I'm really intrigued to see how this foundation works in the summertime though. I'd say so far so good. It's just this area and then parts of my forehead and then also this side. But like this side looks really good. You know, I'm pretty impressed, I will say. But I'm going to put on some like really light makeup just for the sake of this video, and I'll be right back. Guys, do you see my face? Yes, you see my face, but like, do you see how amazing my skin looks? I am blown away. I am so shocked. I just texted my mom. I'm like, every single product that I just put on after the foundation melted into my skin. I want to see how this wears for the next few hours. I might like reapply because I don't want this on for like a super long time and then figure out in the middle of me being out that like my face is not looking good. But I'm thinking of wearing this out to the bar because my skin, oh my gosh, my concealer, my under eyes have been more dry. Usually with my Peach Perfect, my under eyes have not been looking great at all. I have a handful of concealers in my collection and all of them I really, really like. I just use different ones for different seasons and temperatures and everything, even with my Peach Perfect. And I think keep in mind that the tube that I'm using is a little bit older. I do have a backup, but the tube that I'm currently using and my backup that I have not opened yet are all that I have left because that foundation is discontinued. So I'm just like enjoying it while I can, but I'm not trying to go through it, but I am understanding that it is a little bit older. So any concealer that I would use with the Peach Perfect, even though they're all my favorites, they're just not working with it right now. But even my Chanel powder, it works with very, very specific formulas. The foundation and concealer, I'm always using it like on and off just to see like what it works with and what it doesn't work with. But I can just tell you that my under eyes, it might look like it's creasing a little bit. I do have fine lines. My under eyes have not looked this good and this smooth and not as creasing as bad or nearly as bad with this foundation. I am just shocked. I actually brought down all of my products. This entire bag is filled, but I just brought down the face products I just applied in case you have them or you just bought this foundation yourself and you really like it and you want to know like what other products work really well with it. One of my favorite concealers, especially to use during the winter time and actually summer, is the Hourglass Vanish Liquid Concealer. I have the shade Cream and it is a little bit dark for me, but I can totally make it work, no problem. It literally melted into this foundation so beautifully. I am trying to get across and like really emphasize how well these products applied on my skin with this foundation, because I can tell you, even though I love the Peach Perfect so much, this doesn't happen. This hasn't been happening with the Peach Perfect. It is happening with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I do think that applying that second layer with the oil helps. If I do end up wearing this later on for going out, I am going to reapply it at least the first time, add the oil. My forehead is probably the worst looking out of like my entire face right now. Even like this side, it's fine. Looking a lot better. This side is a lot better, but it's still very textured like in this area. Literally a miracle would have to come along to just like not make it look like that. And then my chin looks the most covered it has. Even with the Peach Perfect, that has never looked like this covered, at least lately anyway. I am just like so blown away because of the mixed reviews I was hearing with it being cakey and thick. I think when you first apply it and like when you first saw me putting it on my face with my fingers, I could even tell this might be a thicker foundation, but I don't even feel it on my face at all. The only thing I feel is my lip gloss because I just applied it, but I don't feel anything else. I did just see that this is made in Italy, so products that are made in Italy will make an entirely huge difference in how things apply, the ingredients, everything. Definitely look for products that are made in Italy because you will not be disappointed. I don't mean to sound repetitive, but if I do wear this to the bar, it's going to be super dark. No one's gonna notice, but I just want to show you what my face looks like up close because it is unreal. I have no words. Well, actually, no, I have a lot of words, but I've already used them. It looks so good. Very happy right now. I don't even know if you can see the texture on my forehead, but it's there. I think around my nose, the foundation went into some of my pores and then it didn't go into some of my pores, so I can see little holes, kind of like not super noticeable. It's only when I like look up close. Yeah, it just... This one, the concealer going into the foundation, that was the most part I was shocked about. I'm like, wait, what? And if it is, I have not tried the newer version, but this is the Chanel Natural Loose Finish Powder in 20 Clair Translucent 1. This is what I use. I've been switching between that one and the Tom Ford Translucent Powder, or I think it's like an illuminating powder, but it looks like banana powder, but it's not. But I've been switching between the two. I think the Tom Ford one is actually just like a smidge dry for me right now. My bronzer is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in Light. Got this during the Sephora sale. This is a bronzer. I would say it's not my all-time favorite, but it is working for me right now. And then for highlight, I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette, where it has the Absolute Strobe Light, Pure Strobe Light, and Lucent Strobe Light. So I've been mixing this pink one and this gold one because both alone, this one I could definitely wear alone. And I'm not super into very pink highlights. I love the look of gold highlights, but they can usually be pretty dark on me. It can look like I'm wearing eyeshadow. I'm just mixing these two together. I love Hourglass highlights. They're so nice. They work really well with my skin. They are looking a little bit more natural today because I am applying it with my finger using my brush. It's not really working for me at the moment. It like would look kind of chunky, or like I'd use my Givenchy highlighter and for some reason using the brush isn't working, but I'm just using these two right now. I like it so far. I could definitely build up these highlighters because I love a blinding highlight. I'm not like into super natural highlights, especially if I have other makeup on. I need more dimension to my face, otherwise it can look super flat. I also put on a lot of blush. I don't even know if it's coming across on camera, and let me know if this is a NARS thing. So I have the NARS blush right here, and it is in Behave. It is a very light looking blush, and even like in person it looks a little bit more like a bronzer. It has a little bit of a shimmer in there, but you can't even notice it on the face. In my viewfinder it definitely looks more pink. I'd say in different lighting it looks a little bit different. I put on lots of layers and I did it with a different brush, which does make a difference. Even then, it went on really nice. I've been having trouble putting on my blush and using certain brushes, I think just because my skin type right now, like it is a little bit drier, so just acting a little bit weird. I've been using my Sephora makeup setting spray. This is super similar similar to the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray that I really like. And then I just did 3 little sprays. I say little because with this spray, it is just like a lot at once. And it's a really nice spray. It's not like a water gun. I would say it's a little forceful, but it's not super fine either. It's like right in the middle, but again, it's a nice spray, but it's super, super hydrating. With this, it's not a hydrating spray or anything. I just wanted to put some hydration back into my face. This also works really good for wanting your makeup to last. I just did like 3, tried 2 little sprays, and that sounded so southern. My family comes from the south, but that sounded really southern. And then my lip gloss is from Dior, not that it has anything to do with my foundation, but it's in the shade Princess number 553. I got this in 2021. It is so pretty. I really, really like it. And the fact that it's named Princess, even better. Also, the packaging, beautiful. First impression, oh my gosh. I feel like it took like a couple different turns. Like at first I was like, okay, this actually looks good. It got even better and it got even better. But the parts where I say it took a few different turns is just the texture on my face. Some products recently have been making it look like I have a lot of texture, creating texture I didn't know I had. You can come across that with using different face products. And like I said, it totally depends on the weather and your skin type right now of how things will apply, and also your skincare routine is super, super crucial to how your makeup will apply and look on your face. I will tell you, my skincare routine hasn't been that great lately, so that could very much be a factor. I almost want to say love. I can't say love yet because I've only been wearing this for like not even an hour, but I really, really like this result so far. Even my bathroom lighting, which is not great lighting at all, my face looked flawless in there. And I'm not used to studio lighting either. I have been filming more recently. I took over a month break. Me getting used to studio lighting again is just a little bit different for me, but wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm really impressed with this foundation. I will definitely update you in the description, see my later thoughts on it, not just this first initial impression, because that is the true test. Especially like things could look really, really good, and then by the end of the day, or like even 2 to like 4 hours later, things might change. So you really have to like try out the product a lot, not just go off of first impressions. So I'd say that's really, really important. So far, I don't plan on returning this, which is really good because a lot of the makeup I've been buying at Sephora, I have been returning because they're not working for me. But this one is so far. So I'd say it's just the forehead I'm a little iffy on, but for the most part of how all of my go-to products just worked with this foundation, how many times can I say shocked? Everything just melted. Even when I was putting on my concealer, I'm like, I should be in front of the camera right now because I need everyone to see how well this melted into my skin. I was blown away. That is it for today's video. I really, really hope you enjoyed. DM me on Instagram any comments on this video, if you have this yourself, if you like it, if it's working for you. If you have any video requests, I am starting to incorporate more Christian content on my channel. My Instagram is JEBeauty15, but my other Instagram is @JordanBXXFit. I have not been posting on my beauty Instagram. I really want to, but every single time I do, I'm just so tired because I already work in social media, so I have to take lots and lots of breaks from the Instagram app. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos on beauty, health, and Jesus content. And I hope you have the best day ever, and I'll see you later. Bye!